What's up, YouTube? Mambuna Marcus here. I'm doing another unboxing, unbagging video. I know this is very recent after my last two videos I just did, but I'll admit I got a bit of an addiction, and again, if I see something that's just exceptional and the price is right, it's extremely hard for me not to purchase it. I think if I leave a store and I say no to myself, I live with guilt. And we all know living with guilt is the worst thing you can do to yourself. So I ended up picking a bunch of goodies up in, again, Kitchener, Ontario tonight. That's about an hour away from my home. And I'm going to show you guys. So we'll go to the first bag. And it's going to be hard to see. But again, in the second part of my video, I'm going to show you guys how they all settled in. It's hard to see in here. But these are 3 ruby red peacocks. Kind of like your red shoulder, German red, line bred variety. I grabbed 3 different individuals. There's 2 that have very deep reddish orange to the face. And then there was one that had kind of a lighter orange throughout the body. So the thing is, when these guys all settle in, like I said, I'm not going to have 3 individuals that look identical. It's going to be real nice because these 3 individuals will all look different, but I think they'll all look very good in their own way. So very excited, and obviously I'll do the second part of the video to show you guys how they settled in. They're really, really beautiful, and I picked them up for a good price. Second bag, you know, is full of a common staple that we're seeing more and more often in our local fish shops. Again, hard to see. I'm going to see if I can rip this bag open and give you guys a little bit of a better, closer look. It might not help. There's a lot of graphics on these bags. But I picked up 6 individual OB peacocks, all ranging not necessarily in size, but all sorts of different colors. Some with lots of blue and red, some with more orange, some with lots of mottling, some without. So real nice batch of fish. I picked up 6 of them. For the quality that they were and the price, I couldn't let them go. And you'll see why. First bag out of the box. Again, hard to see. But again, you're just very traditional cobalt blue zebra. I love the cobalt blues. It's a color that I find with African cichlids that's very unique to themselves. That shimmering light blue color, almost like a sky blue color, is a beautiful addition against the yellows and oranges. And again, with all the haps and peacocks, they tend to get that deep, rich navy blue coloring. So if you have a tank that's just mixed with all sorts of colors and different African cichlids, I find, you know, the cobalt blue is a very good addition because the coloration they have is very unique, but it's very bold, so it stands out very nicely and is a perfect contrast against the colors of other African cichlids. So I figured with my Mambuna tank, it was the one blue color I was missing. My large Maison Reef zebra is blue, and he's kind of like a powder blue. But the blue is different than what the cobalt blue zebra has. So I picked these guys up tonight. They're probably 4.5, 5 inches, so they're very large individuals. But I picked them up for a steal of a deal. They were 10 bucks each. Normally a fish like this can be anywhere from 20 to 25 bucks, depending on the quality. But again, very decent cobalt blue zebras, and you know, pretty much almost full adult size. For 10 bucks a piece, for 10 bucks a piece, I couldn't pass up on them. So they're bagged obviously in individual bags. You wouldn't want to put 2 of these guys in a bag together for an hour drive home. So I'll put them down. And I'm going to save the best for last. Some of the people on YouTube that know me well, they know that I talk about pike cichlids a little bit, and I'm a real fan of them. I love the diversity that there is in the hobby. But stumbling across, you know, anything that's a little more different and odd or rare up here in Canada can be a little difficult. So I was aware that this store had these pike cichlids in stock for a while. The price that they had them at originally was a very good price. But again, I just didn't have a tank specifically in mind for them. But tonight, they were on special. And they were at a price that, you know what, I have to move and I have to shuffle some things. Because if I did not purchase one of these guys, the opportunity for me to possibly see one in the future might be nil. So again, it was one of those things that, again, I couldn't live with myself if I passed up on it. And I'm definitely going to have to be doing some shuffling tonight. I do have a good tank for them in the future. Again, it's just one individual, but I'm going to have to make sure he settles in and is fully quarantined before I introduce him to my established Central and South American aquarium that I keep downstairs. So what I picked up is called an Atabapo pike cichlid. And this variety of pike cichlid can develop very intense red coloring through the body, but again, depending on where or which part of the river it's found in. The two that are common in the hobby, there's an Atabapo 1 and an Atabapo 2 that are available. I believe this might be the Atabapo 1, which is the redder variety, but once he's fully settled in, I'll probably take some pics of him and I'll put him up on the Monster Fish Keepers fish forum. There's a lot of guys that are, you know, pretty knowledgeable about pike cichlids on there, and they'll probably be able to identify it, you know, perfectly for me. But either way, this individual is probably 9 to 10 inches. Beautiful fish. You know, he was the second dominant male in the aquarium. There was 4 individuals. 2 of them were a little bit beat up, and the largest, most dominant male, even though he was showing a little more red because of his dominance, I didn't feel he had the body structure of this, the second dominant male. So I believe this individual will have better potential in the future. And like I said, the second part of this video, I will give you a close-up of him. So here we are. It's now been a few hours since I introduced these fish to their new quarantine aquariums. This is the pike cichlid I was bragging about. It's probably, again, 9 to 10 inches. And I believe it's Atabapo 1. Atabapo 1 is the redder variant of the 2. And when I threw this guy into the aquarium, again, based on his mood, he was maybe a little stressed out. He was almost like, his full body was like a luminescent red. You can see he has nice red to his fin edge and, you know, in his cheeks, but his whole body was just like straight bright red. So again, I believe I lucked out and I got the variant that I wanted, Atabapo 1, and I'm quite pleased with that. Again, just going to make sure I can fatten this guy up and make sure, you know, he's in full good shape before I introduce him to my other aquarium downstairs. I currently have him housed with one of the cobalt blue zebras that I picked up for $10 each. This male right here is probably 5.5 to 6 inches. So again, for 10 bucks, this was a steal of a deal. Anybody would have been happy with a purchase like that. And the other male cobalt, I have him separate in another aquarium, a 15-gallon quarantine tank. So I didn't want to introduce the males together without anybody else to pick on. I can see this bigger guy being the more dominant of the two, and, you know, probably chasing and harassing the other one pretty badly. So decided to separate the two. Once they're doing quite well and fully acclimated, I'm pretty sure I'll find a home for at least one of them in my Mambuna display tank and possibly another in my 120. So here's the other fish that I picked up tonight. These are the peacocks that I was bragging about. As you can see here, I picked up 6 OBs, and all of different, you know, color variation. Some are very similar, but then again, all very different, obviously, with each one having its own unique pattern. So again, I'm not disclosing the price that I picked these guys up for, but I don't want everybody too jealous. But you can see that they all have wonderful potential, and I'm sure once they're fully grown and mature, they're all going to be showstoppers. The other ones that I have in with them I decided that I might as well quarantine all the peacocks together. Here's the ruby reds. Like I said, I picked up 3 individuals. You can see with this one, he's got more red up in the front part of the face. His color is quite rich. And then I have one here that is more of an orange full body. So again, even though they're all very similar fish, their colors on each individual is slightly different. You can see this guy, he's quite rich too. And these guys are probably around 3, maybe 3.5 inches. So they have a ways to go. But again, they're all going to look quite spectacular once they're fully mature. And I look forward to doing, a very nice documentary style video on all of them once they get there. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Any comments that you want to leave, just leave it down in the comment section below. And thank you.